6.
Good evening again. We're going to begin our COVID-19 coverage shortly, but first we want to update you on some breaking news out of Perry County. That's where sheriff's deputies and state troopers are looking for a shooting suspect near the Cornettsville community. The sheriff's office tells us it happened around 3 o'clock on Millbrook Road off Kentucky 699. We do not know what led up to the shooting nor the victim's name or condition yet. We are also working to get a description of the suspect. So very few details right now on this shooting. We will update this story as we learn more on WYMT.com and of course have the latest tonight at 11. Governor Beshear says right now is the most important time of the COVID-19 pandemic. We are seeing an escalation in numbers, but the governor says if we act now, we can stop the surge. Here is a breakdown of today's cases. We saw our second highest single day for new cases with 674. 9 of the top 10 highest days are from this month. We've now topped 24,000 cases in Kentucky. Our total is 24,060. 3 new deaths were reported today, bringing our total to 674. Last night, Governor Beshear mentioned that if cases do not begin to decrease in Kentucky, a return of orders we experienced in March could be on the horizon. For small business owners, the past 4 months have brought many struggles. WYMT's Will Puckett has more from a small business owner who says March-like closings could spell disaster.
In a news briefing Monday, Governor Andy Beshear said if things do not change, there may have to be tough decisions made.
If we get shut back down to where we can't have people coming in, I don't look for that to happen. I look for that push because listen, at that time when all this started, people still had money coming in.
Sean Thatcher and his wife own Thatcher's Downtown, and lately, even with capacity opened up, they've seen their business dwindle.
We went from probably doing when they went from 33% to 50%, we probably started losing business for whatever reason. I don't know why that happened.
While they make sure to follow all of the guidelines, Thatcher struggles with the thought of another shutdown.
As a community, we really need to step it up a little bit on supporting these local restaurants. It's not just me. If you don't like what we cook here, that's perfectly fine. There's other restaurants here that are locally owned that have great food.
That's because even at 50% capacity, he is closing his North Fork Grill in order to save Thatcher's Downtown.
When this is all over, if those people don't keep coming, even though we don't have a big music show or some kind of something going on or bike nights and things like that, we're not going to be here for you to come to in next year or 6 months when all this is over.
It is a tough decision that Thatcher and his wife are making, but it is also a plea to others to shop local, so they have his restaurant and others when all of this is over. In Breathitt County, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
Thatcher says the closing of the North Fork Grill is planned to be temporary. They hope to train many of the workers there to be able to work at Thatcher's Downtown. Another Kentucky festival falls victim to COVID-19. The North Fork Music Festival, set to host its second annual event in Hazard this Friday and Saturday, July 24th and 25th, is now canceled following Governor Beshear's announcements yesterday. While it certainly derails the momentum of businesses, downtown coordinator Bailey Richards is not letting that deter them from keeping a positive attitude moving forward.
We are still hopeful that there'll be a vaccine, there'll be treatments and things like that before then, and so we will be able to have that. I mean, obviously that's a hope at this point, but we think we can probably take what we've done for this, apply it to Oktoberfest, make it bigger, make it better, have more, and we're all going to really need a party after this.
Richards also says that while the financial impact may be troublesome at first, they look forward to potentially welcoming everybody back for Oktoberfest this fall. As we get closer to school starting back and cases continue to spike throughout the state, school districts are releasing updated plans on how they will approach reopening this fall. WYMT's Madison Pergram has more on the updated plan for Hazard Independent.
School districts across the state continue to plan to reopen this fall. Hazard Independent Schools announcing more details on theirs.
The education of our students in this community
is laid upon us, and we take that very seriously, and we want them to have the best education they can get.
During the Facebook Live meeting, Hazard Independent Schools announced it will implement in-person orientation dates, as well as the option for parents to choose in-person or a virtual model for their child.
I'm glad we're having the orientation in person, because that way we'll have the school set up and we can explain it. It's a lot better to see.
Elementary, middle, and high school principals help explain details about their specific school plans to keep children safe.
Special class teachers will come to the rooms. That's PE, library, computers. Our music and art teachers will come in the classrooms.
With social distancing markers and face masks required unless they're at their desk with a 6 feet distance.
We have 4 entrances. The seniors will start their classes all in the gym. Our freshman class is smaller. We're taking all the furniture out of the library, and that's where your home base will be.
Each school having their detailed plan to best fit their students' education.
We understand your concern and your anxiety, and we will try to relieve that as much as possible.
A school that is taking on the challenge to provide both the safest and best school experience despite the circumstances. In Hazard, Madison Pergram, WYMT Mountain News.
The Perry County School Board is voting on their reopening plan today. We have reached out to the Perry County Superintendent several times about that, but have not yet heard back.
Saw more sunshine today, but more storms start to move in tomorrow, so get out and enjoy it, even though it is a little bit on the hot and humid side out there. We'll take you out to a few cameras first. As you look over into the Mountain Parkway and parts of Powell County, you're seeing plenty of sunshine over there, maybe a few clouds as well. Looking outside or into downtown Whitesburg right now, 87 degrees. But feeling like 92 with that dew point near about 70. So feeling a little bit warmer, not too bad, but other areas still in the 90s. 92 in Jackson, 92 right now in Prestonsburg, and even down into London, 95 in Jonesville, 93 down into Jacksboro, and it's feeling like the upper 90s to maybe even close to 100. Feeling like 102 in Ashland, 100 in Monticello, mid 90s down into Middlesboro, Williamsburg, and London, close to 97 in Jackson and into parts of Prestonsburg. So we've seen a few stray showers throughout our area today, but overall hasn't been too bad out there. Pinpoint Doppler showing actually some heavier showers into parts of Virginia, but overall it's not been too bad. It looks like they even got like a little bit of a flash flood warning over there, but most of those showers are now starting to dissipate. Stronger storms though do start to move in though for your Wednesday. We'll see more rain heading into your Thursday, and hot temperatures return by the time we get into the weekend. I'll have more details on that coming up in a little bit.
All right, Paige, thank you. We are learning more about the University of Kentucky's plan to welcome students back next month, and it starts with testing. Any student on campus will be required to have a COVID-19 test at the start of the semester. Victor Puente explains how that will work.
The people in charge of this plan tell me they'll use this first test as a baseline so they can isolate students who have COVID and try to limit the spread on UK's campus. That plan includes testing every student who's coming to the campus of the University of Kentucky in the fall, 30,000 of them.
So that we could, at least at the very beginning, make sure to take care of those individuals appropriately and also reduce the amount of transmission when everybody comes back to the campus.
That testing is free to students and will start on August 3rd and run through the 22nd as the first week of classes comes to an end. The university has contracted a local company, Wild Health, to do the testing. They'll be setting up at 5 different locations on campus and can test as many as 2,000 people a day. The university also has a plan for students who test positive.
For our students who live on campus, we continue to have facilities that will be specifically for isolation and quarantine.
Once this testing is finished, they plan to keep working with Wild Health in case more tests are needed. What they won't be doing is using the UK healthcare system to conduct their testing.
You know, that capacity is required for not only healthcare as a whole, but the patients that are coming through the system here in the health system. So we wanted to be sure to preserve that capacity as we tested the students coming in.
Like so many of the plans they've made in recent months, they tell me these too could change. They've even got steps in place in case the university has to move to online classes like they did this spring.
Well, anytime you're planning for something of this magnitude, you want to make sure that you have contingency plans in place to fall back on. And like I said, to make that audible call in the need of a shift that needs to occur.
Well, students do have the option of taking a test on their own if they don't want to take one provided by the university, but it has to be a certain type of test, a PCR, and it has to be done within 7 days of when they would arrive on campus. In Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
The testing is only required for students who will be on campus at some point this fall. Students taking all classes online do not have to get tested, but tests will be made available to any student who still wants one. Police in Ashland arrested a man after they say he attacked another man with a sword. According to a release from the Ashland Sheriff's Office, this all happened off Woodland Avenue last night. When officers arrived, they found this man, Charles Stafford, holding the weapon. After a brief chase, they were able to take him into custody. The victim was found with a cut to his head and transported to the hospital, where we are told he is doing okay. Time is running out for people to file for disaster relief loans through the Small Business Administration. People who were impacted by the flooding back in February are eligible, but they must file within the next 14 days. To apply, you can go to disasterloanassistance.sba.gov. A baby from Knox County is home after 620 days in the hospital. Doctors are calling legend Denver Asher a miracle. In May of 2018, Caitlin Asher found out she was pregnant, and things were going well until taking a turn at 10 weeks. She was told she had a molar pregnancy, meaning she would miscarry within a few weeks. At 15 weeks, she ended up at UK Hospital with serious health concerns. Doctors urged her to terminate the pregnancy.
They really told me that, you know, it's not gonna work. Like, you know, I'm either gonna lose my own life or we're gonna lose him in the process. And like, you know, after I had him, it was just like they couldn't believe it, you know, either.
Legend was born October 26, 2018 at just 24 weeks, weighing 1 pound, 7 ounces. WYMT's Emily Bennett will have Legend's full miracle journey tonight at 11.
More showers and storms move in tomorrow as a cold front moves into the mountains. I'll talk about the timing and impacts coming up.
And the unique way students are registering for classes this fall at one college. Plus, see the new product hoping to save Eastern Kentuckians time and maybe even lives.